So what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another news video. Now what I got for you guys is we're going to be talking about season 2. There's some bad news involving this update. Now obviously we've been talking non-stop about season 2, just talking about all of the new updates that are going to be coming in, such as new maps, DLC, weapons, resurgence, just so much to be excited for. And even when they released the patch notes, we saw that Infinity Ward was actually listening to the player base. They were reverting changes that didn't need to be changed in the first place. They were listening to what everyone was pretty much saying since launch, and it seems like they were actually, doing the right thing. Now, in one of the updates, they actually mentioned something that a lot of us looked over because just the way they worded it just told us, it made it seem like we were getting brand new content, but that's not really what they meant. So when you go over to the patch notes on the DMZ section and you go over to seasonal refresh, it says all new missions are coming to season 2, including a refresh of your current faction mission progress and an inventory contraband and keys reset. We'll be detailing all the need to know intel for DMZ ahead of season 2 in an upcoming blog. So when you read this, you think that, oh, it's going to refresh, give you brand new challenges, brand new things to do, and pretty much resetting all of the challenges to give you more challenges to complete and different things to do. Now, not only are they resetting the challenges, but they're actually going to be resetting your entire stats. So everything you've completed in DMZ is going to be erased. Now, this was actually confirmed by Charlie Intel. They went ahead and asked one of the devs what they meant by this, and the dev confirmed to them that yes, if you play DMZ, pretty much all of the contraband, all of the weapons that you've collected are going to be removed. Everything you've gotten, such as key cards, items, cash, vests, as well as all the challenges that you have completed, all the tier 1 challenges, say you are almost complete, they're going to reset pretty much everything. You're going to start all over as if you just touched the game for the very first time. So this is not good news in my opinion. This is terrible news. I feel like completely resetting people's stats like that is just blindsiding them, because people sat there and worked for 3 months to collect all the items they have, do all of the challenges they have completed, and they never knew that this was going to reset. They never really made it clear to us in the very beginning that there will be refreshes at the beginning of every brand new season. They just never told us that. So if they did tell us that from the beginning, people may not have grinded as hard, or people may not have sat there and tried to complete all of the challenges, but they're pretty much doing it like Tarkov, where they just do a full-on refresh and you just gotta start all over again. But the good news about this is that this is only in DMZ, so it's not going to impact multiplayer. It's not going to impact Warzone. If you're on multiplayer and you're, say, level 250, you have a Ryan cam, you have every weapon unlocked, you aren't going to lose any of that. It's not going to do like a prestige reset or anything, so you are going to get to keep everything that you have. The only thing that's going to change is the level cap will go up, most likely to level 500, and then you'll just be able to pretty much rank up again. So that's the only thing that's going to be going on right there. As of right now, they did tell us that in Season 1 Reloaded, they were going to reset all stats. That might be a thing for Warzone, because as of right now, they haven't mentioned combat record being back. So the 2 wipes that I'm expecting to see here in the game are going to be DMZ, because they announced that, and also Warzone 2 stats. So if you have wins, if you've been playing and getting like really good KD, really good stats, they're going to be wiping that off, I believe, as soon as they add combat records. And as of right now, they didn't even mention combat records in Season 2. I don't know what the holdup is, but it seems like they're going to be taking a while to bring that into the game. So that's just one of many things that I feel like are going to be bad news in terms of the Season 2 update. Another thing is they didn't really listen when it came to the movement update. So we talked about how the time to kill was too fast in the game and the movement is just not it. You can't really do anything. I mean, not only like bringing slide canceling back, but the running while plating was a really big deal for everyone, and the fact that you're just not able to get away from a gunfight. If someone hits you and you have 1 HP left, there's no way out of that. You can't run away and heal. So if someone's chasing you with a weapon, they're gonna run faster than you without a weapon in your hand, just trying to put on plates. And that to me makes 0 sense at all. And it pretty much speeds up gunfights, makes them really, really fast. So with the current pattern that we have is these gunfights literally last like 30 seconds. And then after you get into that fight for 30 seconds, you're going to be running for 2 or 3 minutes before the next gunfight. And then you'll fight again for like 30 seconds. And then you'll just run around pretty much, especially mid-game when there's really no action. You're going to be running around for a good 5-10 minutes without even seeing anybody before you fight for like another 30 seconds. So if gunfights lasted a little bit longer and the engagements would be they would last longer, then it would make the game a lot more enjoyable, because people are pretty much in action at that time, rather than just camping in a corner or just running around and not finding anybody. I feel like that is how even the pacing of the game is getting impacted, because that's also a really bad thing. A lot of people said Warzone 2 is really boring for the reason that once you land, you'll fight people, you'll get your loot, and you'll be ready, and then you'll go on to like the mid center of the game, and then it'll just be really dead. There's nobody. You're running around for like 5-6 minutes, and people are camping by stations. You don't get to see anyone up until like the 4th or 5th circle, up until the game is starting to end. Then maybe you'll see some more people again, and that's not really a fun game experience at all. So raising up that speed will first off make people meet each other faster. It'll make fights last a little bit longer, and overall there will be more action in the game. Whether you like movement, whether you like it or not, that's just how it impacts an entire game. But the thing is the only movement update that they are doing right now is, as I've mentioned before, they said that you will be able to break down through doors while you're plating, and you'll be able to break through glass. You're not going to really run faster, but basically what they mentioned in the patch notes is that this is the first of many changes that will be coming. We're just going to do this change first, and then we're going to watch and see how the player base reacts to it. So they're pretty much experimenting with this update to see if we're satisfied with it and if it works out. If it works out, they're obviously just going to keep it at that. If it doesn't, then they will revert the movement and go back. That's what they've been doing. They've been reverting a lot of updates that people have not been really happy with, and movement for some reason is the last thing they want to update. It's the last thing they want to mess with. So they are waiting for the very last second. So if this update is a fail for the movement system, then they'll probably revert some changes and change it up to make it like slide canceling is back, or you run faster, or you run while plating. I'm not really a fan of like bunny hopping or slide canceling or any of that. I mean, they can add that, they can't. It's up to them. But what I really need is for them to put running while plating. So that way, because that actually helps you get out of situations and get out of fights, especially if you're trying to heal up. And it just overall it'll impact the pacing of the game. So I just feel like they will need to do something like that at some point in time. But anyways, the last thing I want to talk about is the huge bugs that are going to be happening with season 2. So with this update being the biggest update that we've received so far, there's going to be some crazy bugs. There's going to be some crazy glitches, and you just got to be prepared for that. So it's the fact that Warzone 2 for one is going to be leaving beta, DMZ is going to be leaving beta stage, and they're just doing a brand new map for pretty much both of them. There's going to be some issues that are going to pop up, trust me. So I'm not sure why, but it's always whenever they do big updates, bugs do come up. I don't know, maybe it's like mistakes in coding or something like that, but something will pop up, and usually that's how we get these crazy glitches. If you guys have seen like the God mode glitches or unlock all glitches, these have usually come from big updates, and whenever they do like a big update and they cause some sort of mistake, people will catch on to that, and then they'll find all these crazy glitches. So yeah, something is bound to happen with that, and I'll keep you guys up to date if anything, any glitches or anything like that pops up. I got you guys. But other than that, what do you think is the bad news for season 2? Based on the patch notes you've read and based on everything you've been seeing, what do you think is a bad patch that they are planning on doing, or what do you think is going to be some bad news that will impact gameplay and just make the game not as enjoyable? So if there's something that you've been seeing that you're not really a fan of, comment it down below and let me know. I mean, if you guys state your opinions and let them out, these guys are listening. So if they do see some stuff and you share that and a lot of people agree with you, it may reach the devs and they may rethink their decision and they may revert it or just not do this update entirely. So that's what the video is in hopes of. Maybe if a lot of people agree that this DMZ reset is a really terrible idea, then yeah, hopefully they will reconsider that and not do it. But anyways, that's all I got for you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's been your boy Tridzo. Hopefully I'll be seeing you guys on my channel again. Peace.